Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all well. Let me know if you're all well and good. Let's keep updated. Let's keep chatting about how we feel, because at the moment we're not all seeing our friends and things like that, and we're not all seeing a lot of people in person, so it can kind of be hard to get it off your chest how you're feeling. So let me know in the comment section how you're feeling today and if you're doing well and good. So in today's video we're going to be doing a little bit of an updated brow tutorial. When I did my live on Beauty Bay yesterday, I had so many questions about my brows, how I do my brows, what brow products I use. It was a bit overwhelming really. I didn't really think that people would be that bothered about my brows. So I just thought I'd do a little tutorial on how I do my eyebrows. Plus I haven't done one of these in ages, so I just thought I needed to do a little brow tutorial update for you guys anyway. So before we begin, don't forget to subscribe, hit that thumbs up button if you like this video, and leave me a lovely little comment in the comment section below. And if you want to see how I get my fluffy brows, then keep on watching. Alright guys, so let's crack on and make these brows nice and fluffy. So I don't really do a lot to my brows. I don't get them HD'd, I don't get them threaded, I don't get them done anywhere, I don't get them laminated, nothing like that. I tint my own brows and I pluck them. I don't really have a set time when I do it, I just do it when I feel like it. I just use some tint and accelerator and whatever from my local wholesalers, because we actually trained to do brows when I was in college. It's something that we learned on the first year of my makeup course, so I've just done them like that ever since, and it really works for me. I haven't tinted them in probably like 5 weeks, something like that, so they're pretty not the best at the moment. I don't really have like thick brow hairs, they're quite thin, but I do have quite a lot in the front, but it does go a little bit sparse towards the end. So I'm going to show you how I get my fluffy brows when you have brows like this. So the first product that I'm going to use is the Morphe brow pencil in the shade Java. So I prefer brow pencil, absolutely love a brow pencil. I used to be a dip brow girl, but now I'm all about the pencil. So I like the Morphe brow pencil in Java. I think this is my fave at the moment. I also love the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, that is fantastic. I also like the NYX micro brow pencil, I think that's called. So yeah, I'll link everything in the description box so you guys have got some alternatives, but this is so cheap. So yeah, I like this one. Oh, I also like the Primark skinny brow pencil, or is it called something else now? Micro brow pencil, something like that. Anyway, it just looks like one of these skinny brow pencils. I like the Primark one, I like Morphe, I like NYX, and I like Anastasia Beverly Hills. So there's all different price points there. The only one that I have tried and that I wouldn't recommend, well, I do like it, is the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. I do like that brow pencil, I think it's fantastic, but it runs out so fast. Like, you end up buying one like every 3 weeks, 4 weeks or something like that, whereas this one I've had for ages. I use it every day and it just doesn't run out, and it's cheap if you need to rebuy it again. So what I do first is brush all my brow hairs up on either side, just using a spoolie like so. So I'm just brushing those brow hairs up, and that way it means I can access this underneath part first. So taking my pencil, I'm going to start about halfway across my brow, about here. And I'm going to start doing hair-like strokes going upwards and with the direction of the hair. So I'm taking the hair strokes back and I'm going a little bit lower than where my actual brow hairs are. So you can see they start getting darker here. I'm bringing it right down here. And it will look harsh at first, but we are going to blend it out as we go. So I'm literally just drawing lines like that, and I know it looks crazy, but I'm just going to take the other end of the spoolie and blend in the way of the brow hairs. And can you see how much of a difference that has made and smoothed it out a little bit? Then I can see I've got a little bit of a gap here, so I'm just going to fill that in. I always have to fill in that gap every day. And then when it gets to this outer part of the eye, I'm just going to lightly sketch. Because I don't want to do hair strokes, I do want this to be more defined because I haven't got much brow hair at this end. So I'm just ever so lightly sketching and extending that brow a little bit there. And then I'm just going to fill in the rest of my brow. So just going through ever so lightly. I'm working really lightly with my pencil, I'm not pressing on hard or anything like that. I'm just going super lightly. So that's pretty much it for the pencil, and you can see it's gave me a little bit of thickness, but it also still looks like my hairs are bushy and my brows are still fluffy and full. So you can see the difference between this brow and this brow already. I'm going to do this brow off camera and then we're going to come back and do some more products because I've got 1, 2, 3 more brow products to use. I don't use all of them every day, but we're going to go all out for this brow tutorial. I'm going to teach you how to get the fluffiest brows. Okay, so brow is done and I've finished with the Morphe brow pencil. The next product that I'm going to use is the Lime Crime Bushy Brow Pen. Now, you don't have to include this step, or you could just use this on its own, but this is the most innovative, what is it? What's the word? Innovative. I don't know, whatever that word means. It's this. It's a brow pen. So it looks like a felt tip liner, but it's for brows. What a revolution. What I use this for is just adding extra texture to my brows. So where I've got these hair strokes in the front, I'll go in and add extra layers of the brow hairs. Just tap them to soften them. And this kind of adds that extra texture to the brow. And you can press on as hard or as soft as you want, but it just adds a little bit more dimension to the front of the brow than just with the pencil. So I just like to go through my brows and just add a little bit more 3D-ness to them. And I know they look a bit thick and bushy at the moment, my brows, but when we tidy them up, they're going to look fleeky. And then same with the downward hair strokes. I like to do some downward hair strokes in this region. Because I have got a bit of sparseness around this area, I like to go in and add a bit of texture in with the 2 different products, because then it makes it look like I've got really fluffy brows and I really haven't. So that is the brow pen. So you could just do your whole brows with that pen, but I just like to use pencil because I find I've got more control. The next product is soap brows. Wow, 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 what a product. So this is not a brow gel. It does a completely different thing to clear brow gel. It is more for making your brows look thicker, fluffier, and creating fullness to a brow that you don't actually have in real life. It's amazing. It's so good. So it just comes in a little pot like this. It's a clear soap for brows. So I take a little bit of setting spray. The one that I'm going to use is the Morphe continuous setting spray. So I'm just going to take a little spoolie like this. You can use the one on the end of your brow brush if you want, but I don't really like to double dip in the product. So I'm just going to take a little bit of setting spray and just spray it in the product like that. And then I'm going to work this spoolie through the soap. So just like this, and just pick up the soap, and what it will do is start going a little bit creamy. So you'll get it on the brush like that, and the soap will go from clear to creamy. Get that all nice and thick. And then what I like to do when my brush is kind of got loads of soap on it, I like to just drag the excess off like that. So you've not got too much on your brush. And then I'm just going to comb this through my brows. So I'm just going to go and start in the middle of the brow and start brushing my brow hairs up. And you can see that this makes them look so thick and fluffy. So I'm just going right through my brows and bushing them up. I'm not going to keep them this bushy, don't worry, but as it clumps a few hairs together, it makes your brows look so much thicker and more textured. Then I'm going to go in with a brow gel. So I'm going to be using the Benefit 24-hour brow setter today. I actually love the Lime Crime one. It's got a really thin wand, so it really grips the hairs, but I dropped it down the side of my bed the other day and I literally cannot get it back. It's gone under my bed. I don't know how I'm going to get that back, to be honest. And I also like the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel, and if you are on a budget and you want something cheaper, the NYX Control Freak Brow Gel is amazing as well. So any clear brow gel, really. And then what I'm going to do is use this to set that soap in place. So I'm just going to go through my brows, and then whilst you've got all this bushiness and you think that looks wild, I just take the applicator and I just smooth over the edge, so they still look bushed up and bushy, but you haven't got that like spikiness although I do love the spikiness sometimes, it just depends on my mood. But so that's pretty much the fluffiness of the brows. But what I'm going to do is actually carve my brows out on camera for you so you can see how I do it and all that good stuff. So I'm going to use the PLOUISE base in the shade number 4 and a MAC 252 brush. I think this is a MAC 252S. I do actually have an original 252 here, but these two look like completely different colours and they just feel completely different. This one feels definitely more like hair. This one definitely feels more synthetic. So I think this is a 252S. I'm not sure. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that base in the shade number 4. And I just like to distribute that all over the lid first. And what this does is it distributes the product on the brush. So you've got a nice thin layer of the PLOUISE base on the brush. If you took a massive amount of PLOUISE base and then went straight under your brows, it kind of clumps and it doesn't cut the brows as nice. So I like to just distribute that on the lid first. Then I'm going to start about here, because that is where most of my product is going to go. And I'm not going to cut into the brow whatsoever. I'm cutting underneath the hairs. You want to make sure that you're not going into that brow. So you're not actually carving the brow, you're more carving underneath it. And that does give the illusion of a thicker brow as well, because you are leaving space where the pencil is, like here, where I've not got much brow hair here underneath, but because we've carved underneath it, it does make me look like I've got a thick brow, but I haven't. So I'm just gonna carve out this edge and then I'm gonna work through the front, because I don't like a really solid carve in the front, so I want there to be less product there. And also when I'm doing my eyeshadow as well, I do tend to blend into the front of the brow, which softens this as well. So yeah, I'm gonna do the other eye again. I'm just going to carve here like this. And then I just take my finger and right in the front of the brow, I just tap just to soften that carve and to make it look like my brows are actually fluffy and not just carved out. And I'm just going to finish my eyes a little bit and then I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. I've just finished off my eyes a little bit. I did something super natural. But yeah, that is how I get my thick fluffy brows without having a natural fluffy brow myself. So everything that I've used and everything that I've mentioned will be listed in the description box below for you. So all the alternatives and more affordable alternatives will be listed in the description box below. So guys, that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed watching a little bit of an updated brow routine. Let me know if you liked it in the comment section below. Before you leave, don't forget to subscribe, hit that thumbs up button if you like this video, and leave me a lovely little comment in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!